It doesn't matter what the reason is. The fact is, if somebody is going through a rough time, if somebody is sad, anxious, or in any kind of emotional distress, they need kindness and compassion. Anyone who is going through a hard time, no matter what the reason, should never be treated with any kind of cruelty. It really bothers me that there are some people out there who would mistreat others, probably by saying things like, "You've only brought this onto yourself," or "I told you so," or "This is your fault, you're to blame," or "This is not right," or "You're doing this to yourself," or anything like that, that would only make them feel worse. It's just so wrong to do that. When someone is going through a rough time, you should never do the whole victim blaming thing, or say, "I told you so," or anything like that. No. When someone is going through a hard time, they need love, care, and compassion. Even if your beliefs are not in the same place, even if you think there is something wrong or you think something's not going to work out, you need to show them kindness and compassion when they're going through a hard time. Not bombard them with words of cruelty, not yell at them, not get angry at them, and basically not do anything that's only going to make them feel worse. To love someone is to want to give them comfort. To love someone is to want to help them feel better. To care about someone, to be a good person, is to be there for someone and support them unconditionally through hard emotional times. That's what it means to be a good person. To be supportive and care about someone, even if your beliefs don't exactly line up, even if your beliefs aren't the same, you shouldn't let your beliefs get in the way of caring about somebody. That goes through a lot of scenarios. Yeah. But there are a lot of people out there who desperately need support, love, and care from others, especially their own family. You know, it really bothers me when parents do not give their children the absolute, utmost, unconditional love and care for their entire lives, no matter how old they get and no matter how old their child gets. A parent should still want to love, care for, and support their child, even if they're all grown up. I know that because that's what my parents do for me. See, I'm autistic and deal with anxiety and depression. Life is a lot harder for me than most people, and my parents understand that. That's why they support me, and that's why they love me. That's why they care about me, completely unconditional, without any second thoughts, and they do it happily, proudly, and without any questions or without wanting anything in return other than love and care. It really bothers me that there are some parents out there that would do terrible things like not do everything in their power to support and make sure their child is happy and healthy, to not be willing to get the help that they need to make their child live a happier, healthier life, to not be willing to learn, grow, and understand what it takes to be a good parent. What really bothers me is that there are a lot of bad parents out there who think they're good parents. That really bothers me. A good parent would support and love their child no matter what, unconditionally, no matter how much time passes and no matter how old they get. And sometimes children, especially if they have mental abnormalities like me, like autism, anxiety, depression, ADHD, or anything like that, sometimes parents really need to work hard their entire lives, no matter how old they get, in order to support their child and ensure that when they are gone, their child will live a long, happy, and healthy life, even without their support. That should be the lifelong goal of all parents. Absolute top priority over everything in their entire lives. That's what being a parent is all about. When you're a parent, your children are the center of your world. They always come first above all else, no matter what. Good parents work hard and are willing to improve themselves, learn from their mistakes, admit to their faults, and really, they should be willing to dedicate their lives to ensuring that their children will live happy and healthy lives for as long as possible, even after they're gone. That's what being a parent is all about. Love and care all through life, forever and ever, beyond when they die. That's really the best way for parents to ascend to heaven, because any kind of parent that puts themselves over their child the majority of the time, any parent who is cruel to their child in any way, for any reason whatsoever, they are not going to be welcome in celestial paradise. As long as they admit their faults and are willing to improve themselves, they'll definitely make it. Only kindness, compassion, and dedication to health and happiness is the surefire way for anybody to truly be blessed with goodness. Cruelty, furious anger, and cruelty because of beliefs or anything like that, that is completely unacceptable. For people going through hard times, they need They deserve kindness and compassion from everybody, especially from their family, because it is a family's duty, a family's purpose to love, care for, and support each other, especially parents. Parents should, at least for 90% of the time, for their entire lives, put their children first above all else, and care about their children, and have their number one desire in life for their children to be happy and healthy, even if their beliefs do not line up that well with them, even if they're very different from them. The fact is, parents should always love and care for their child no matter what. Even if they're very different from them, even if their beliefs are different. I mean, take a look at Marilyn Manson. He was a really lucky guy because his parents have always been incredibly supportive of him. They loved him so much that they loved that he was doing something that he enjoyed, something that he loved, something that gave meaning to his life. His father was so supportive of him that he put on makeup like Manson and stood beside him in a picture. I remember I once saw a video of Manson calling his mom after a show, and she seemed very happy for him. Manson knows he's a very lucky person to have parents who loved him so much that they supported his rock and roll dreams no matter how controversial his performances were. They loved him more than they cared about their beliefs, whatever those beliefs must have been, but they they loved and supported them their entire lives. And I truly believe that that's the reason why Manson turned out to be the good guy he is now, or at least the good guy that I'm often seeing on social media. I guess I'd never really know unless I met him in person. That's a personal rule of mine, but yeah. Good things come to those who are well supported by their family. That's really the best way that someone can thrive in life. That's why I'm really hoping that parents who support and love their children unconditionally their entire lives really will be rewarded for their efforts. And those who have, and those who don't, and those who absolutely refuse to, I guarantee you, they will be punished. Somehow, some way, they will be punished. Somehow, some way. Either by the law or by God, some way. That's just the rule of karma for you. Yeah.